Today's guest is the walking Pinterest board, Miss Ray herself. Petite in frame, but major in energy. We're talking modeling, soft girl eras, setting boundaries while being visible online, and what it really means to be seen when the world is watching and sometimes judging. Ray, welcome to Solo in Seattle.
Hi. Thank you so
Hello.
much for having me. I'm excited to be here, excited to chat, discuss some topics that are just not always talked about.
Yeah, and I just want to thank you so much just for taking time out of your day to come and hang out with me. We met informally almost a year ago. I came to a fashion show that you were doing your thing in, and then I believe I started following you on Instagram, and we followed each other, and yeah, here we are.
Here we are.
So thank you so much for being my guest. You're awesome. Let's start from the runway. How did you get into modeling, especially as a petite model in a tall girl industry?
Good question. It's like a funny journey because when I was younger, I was really obsessed with watching runway shows. Would watch every single episode, but just in the back of my head, I was like, I'm too short for that.
Mhm.
Obviously, like I was so enthralled with it, but I just knew that I'm too short. I can never do that.
Yeah,
And so it's funny, that's only as far as it went when I was younger.
interesting.
So, yeah, and I think back on it, I'm like, that's just ironic. And then so when I got into college and I found out they had a fashion club, I became a part of that and they put on a runway show and I loved it. I was part of that. But the thing that really turned me off was in that group, they were very cliquey. They
Mhm.
were very, well, you don't dress a certain way, don't look this way.
Bitch energy.
Yeah. And it's like they were surface level nice,
Yeah,
not like really mean to you, but you could just tell, like,
yeah.
this is us and this is you.
Mm,
And so it's funny, that is the one thing that really turned me off. And I
yeah.
was like, I just never did anything with it again. Fast forward 10 years and having struggled with, eating disorder and confidence issues for years, I found that I didn't really think about it. I didn't
Yeah.
really think, oh, I'm too short at this point.
Girl, you got tall girl energy.
Yes. I just was like, I found that I see on Instagram, I found that I could pose well,
And do.
yeah. And I
Mhm.
found that it was just something that like, oh my God, like I looked really good in those photos.
And
Let me
do.
keep doing this. It's funny because I look back on a lot of those photos that I took when I was, a couple years back. And I'm like, I thought I was like the baddest bitch and that those photos were so good. When a lot of them, they're just like, okay. But
Yeah.
now I'm like, I had to have that mindset in order to keep moving. As if I was like, oh
Girl,
no,
but ain't nobody
yeah,
gonna love you like you, okay?
right.
And you were the baddest bitch in that era, okay? So, what are some of the challenges you face in the industry because your height or your body type?
I mean, obviously, I just get plain rejected for things because of my height. I know
Mhm.
I've been to a couple agency casting calls, and it's literally my height that
Mm.
gets me rejected every time. It's hard. And I mean, most models know of rejections, but it really sucks when it's something you cannot do anything about. I cannot change my height.
Yeah.
Because if it was something like, oh, like my runway walk, let me work on that.
Sure.
Or I can work on posing. Let me work on that. No,
Yeah.
I can't change my height.
Yeah. No amount of
No.
stretching.
I mean, I can wear some pretty tall heels.
Yeah.
That's gonna it.
Yeah, and what about, like, body type issues? Has that ever come to a head with you as far as, like, in that realm? I'm not in that realm, so
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting to me to kinda have a bird's eye view from your vantage point about it.
Well, it's an interesting perspective now. Because if we're gonna talk about just the Seattle industry and walking in runway shows and doing photo shoots here, there's not that much pressure to be a certain way. There's a lot
Okay.
more acceptance. However, if we're gonna look at the industry as a whole and going outside of Seattle, obviously that's something that is, you see the major brands, they're still
Yeah.
just casting
Mhm.
stick thin size zero models.
Yeah.
So in Seattle, I do not feel that pressure so much. The pressure that I do feel is from looking at my own photos that I produce because I will think like I would look a little bit better if maybe I was a little thinner. Like you just
Mm.
know how things look or
Yeah.
would look after looking at photos for a long time
Yeah.
or of yourself especially. And so that I think is the difficult part. And also just knowing other models that are really beautiful. Like the comparison game is just there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You know what's crazy is I'm obviously not stick thin. I'm a very curvy girl, and I have a ton of runway model friends. And I'm like, girl, if you don't stop like videoing my ass, all my walkaway videos are usually taken by my runway friends. And I'm like, I don't know how to do this shit. I'm just like walking. And they're like, girl, you need to like market that.
well, that's the thing though. If you have an ass, it almost naturally gives you a good walk because you have like this certain like sway. I learned that.
And so I laugh because I was with a friend the other day, and we were walking, and again, she is this tall, beautiful, fit model. I'm like, girl, if you don't stop recording me, she's just like, I cannot get enough of your curves. And I was like, girl, I will gladly gift this to anybody who needs some inches.
Giving away for free.
Please, please, girl, I'm so tired. It's heavy. I'm tired of it. I'm done with it. Have you felt pressure to change your look to fit in or get booked?
So again, it goes back to inward pressure. There is still that feeling that I need to stay thinner. I'm not a really big person, but I do have more curves than
Yeah.
the average runway
Girl,
model.
I love it. But
I mean,
again, curvy girl, you're
yeah,
like, yes, sis.
well, it's because we don't see that on the runway, so it's
Yeah.
nice and refreshing to see that on
Mhm.
the runway. Like, so yeah, I do feel some pressure to stay a certain way or like, oh, like you can't let your ass get too big,
Yeah.
you know? Which but we're finding that people are wanting to see that. And especially in swimsuit modeling,
Yeah.
right? I feel like I look really good in swimsuits.
Mhm,
Okay,
and
I'm not
do.
gonna compare. That's not what I like to do, but
Yeah.
I just feel like that is my
Sure.
realm,
Yeah.
my place.
Good.
So
Good.
yeah, a lot of it's more inward, and I feel like if I was not in Seattle, it would be worse.
It would be
So,
very
it
harmful.
would be it would be just a lot more pressure.
What's your proudest modeling moment so far?
I guess if we're gonna talk money, okay, I got in terms of earning the most for something, I got randomly booked to help promote a very I don't think I can say it on here because 'cause you're not supposed to reveal your
Right.
character, but, a big video production. I got
Cool.
booked to do that in Seattle. And so that was not really a typical model runway moment, but it
Mhm.
was yeah, it was in one
Dope.
sense. So
Nice.
that was pretty
So that's
awesome.
kinda cool, like a claim to fame type
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, like I can
Okay.
point out, my photo on big Instagram account.
Okay.
So
Yes,
yeah.
queen. So you're not just a model, you are an influence. So when did you realize people were watching and listening to you?
When I started getting IMs or like DMs, I for a long time felt that I should be more vocal about what I'm feeling, but I would just be thinking no one else is doing this. And I
Mhm.
just felt super nervous. And then the more I'm online, the more followers I get. And then I just would start posting, being a little bit more vulnerable here and there. And it is always those vulnerable posts that I get DMs.
Yeah.
That someone, those have more comments. Those
Mhm.
have like people will say, well, I'm feeling the same way.
Yeah.
And I realize that like cliche to say, but when you're doing something different, then people pay attention.
No, seriously.
And I just I think I just let my nervousness get in the way, and then I was just like, "Fuck it." Like, people need realness.
Mhm.
I don't I don't filter my swearing online. I
Yeah.
don't filter my what I'm feeling mentally.
Yeah.
I mean, of course I do to some degree,
Of course. Yeah.
but
You don't wanna get banned.
right, right. I'm,
I need this little
not trying to get banned. I Yeah. I That's when I started realizing it, and then,
Mhm.
I realized I'm just gonna keep talking, so
Yeah. And this is a big one, right? So do you ever feel like social media asks you to be on even when you wanna be private?
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't really so this is funny. This is what I've noticed when I'm around a lot of influencers is I think it's because I'm doing modeling shoots or I'm on the runway, I get a little bit fatigued of being in front of the camera. So when I'll go to events and I'm around a lot of other influencers, I actually won't take a lot of photos, which is interesting because I'm feeling this pressure all around like
Hmm.
I should be taking photos. And I'm like, I don't want to,
Yeah.
so I don't.
It's not fun.
No, when you feel that pressure and you don't feel it like it's natural,
Yeah.
I just am like, I don't give a fuck.
You
I'm
know
just
what?
gonna
You know what, Ray? I felt like that recently as well. I was in this circle of like heavy hitters, right?
Mm.
And they're like, pose this, do that. And I was like, bitch, I don't want to. Like, I didn't, man, what you just said, absolutely. Cause girl, give me a camera and some lighting, baby, I
I know,
will,
I know.
I love me. But it's so
I'm
true.
obsessed.
Around a certain type of group, you're like, ick. And I sometimes I'm like, I don't want to be a part of your message, you know? Like, girl gone. Go
Yeah.
over there with them. So
Yeah.
how do you stay authentic online without oversharing or overperforming?
I mean, that's a tough question. Maybe I would say call it a stream of consciousness. It's as these thoughts are coming, as these moments are happening, then I'm like, I get inspired to share. And it's always these moments that are difficult. And
Yeah.
it's funny that I swear, it's when I'm challenged to share my story that I'll have a difficult day before. Like
Oh,
yesterday was a really, really mentally difficult day for me. And I didn't want to show up today. I didn't want to come to work today, but I did.
yeah.
And I think that that's the realness and having mental health issues and struggles is being able to get through them
Yeah.
and being like, that was actually fucking hard,
Yeah.
but you can do it too. Like
Right.
we all struggle,
For sure.
you know?
Girl, I be having intrusive thoughts like a motherfucker. Girl, evil twin over
Right. It's
here.
right on your shoulder.
Girl, because I'm like, let me tell this motherfucker. You know what? I'm suable. Chill.
I'm suable. Oh, that's a good line.
I'm in a whole different era. I get it though. So you said you're in your soft girl era. What does that look like and feel like for you?
I think it's more like being gentle with yourself and trying to understand that you're still learning and going through things and being like, I'm not going to judge myself for going through this, having this moment where, because I am very much a perfectionist,
Oh,
so much
same.
so. Right. And, you're like, you're really like, I'm really hard on myself at work when
Hmm.
I get something wrong. Why the fuck did you get that wrong?
Yeah, yeah.
So, but I'm learning that you're not gonna get better unless you can forgive yourself and move
Be
forward, and
easy.
right,
Be easy.
and that involves other people too. People around you aren't perfect. Of course, there's a limit to that. They don't keep taking advantage of you, that's a different thing.
For sure.
But being soft with those around you and understanding, like, yeah, like,
Well,
things happen and
knowing what grace looks like that
right.
protects you. Because soft girl, bitch, don't push me. I'm very soft. I'm kind. I'm loving. I'm caring.
Yeah.
I had to learn to be that way because I'm cutthroat. Like the Amanda that is unpolished. No. So she is now in her soft girl era. She's on chill mode.
Thriving.
You know, girl, she got on her little tennis skirt.
And look how cute it is.
So, do you feel like being soft is ever misunderstood as being weak?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think sometimes there's still this, if we're going to go the mental health route and being
Hmm.
aware and being gentle with yourself and certain, I think that's not always looked upon as like maybe being a little wussy or like you're just, just deal
Yeah.
with it. Like,
Yeah. Strength is overrated. I'm sorry. There's so many layers to strength.
right.
Strength doesn't always mean like don't cry.
Exactly.
Strength doesn't always mean like don't be upset. Don't show emotion. You know, I need a hug, bitch. Like, can somebody like pet me and calm me down? Play
Well, and
with
I
my
think
hair?
I think there's strength in admitting that
Yeah.
and being like, I actually need help right now.
Yeah. Girl,
I need
asking for
someone.
help is the best thing. That and the power of no
Yeah.
are the
Yeah,
two
yeah. Me and
things.
no have had to become acquainted because
Yes.
I used to say yes to everything, and
Yep.
I feel guilty if I say no to something,
Yeah. I don't.
but I still do it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
still say no, even though I'm like, if I'm like, I'm too tired, I
Uh,
need to say no.
right. Exactly. So, what boundaries have you had to create to protect that softness?
I mean, this going back to saying no more,
I love that shit. No.
you know? And then also not there's some people in your life that just tend to cross boundaries and it's like just keeping them at arm's length.
Emotional vampires.
Right. So realizing that this person can't be too close to me because if they are, then I won't be able to say no to them.
Yeah.
And so I've learned that like it's okay to be distant or hold people at arm's length because
Yeah.
you know that once you give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
Absolutely.
And I think being okay with that.
And
So
being exactly who you are and who you say you want to become is standing on business, right? And creating that boundary and that hard line of saying you're not going to get that full access. No,
no,
no, thank
no,
you.
nope.
So let's get real. How has modeling and being online impacted your mental health?
So it's interesting because I have put myself in, I mean, or ended up in a position that has made it's a difficult position to be in because I have this history of an eating disorder and 10 years. And being in the modeling space itself, there's just pressure to be perfect and to look good all the time. So, along with posting photos and then people complimenting these photos, and so then you start to feel pressure
Mhm.
that I need to remain a certain way.
Yeah.
And I think I talked about this before. But so it's funny. There's just this inherent pressure there but I find that being vocal about my struggles relieves the pressure
Yeah.
to some extent because I realize that there's probably people who are struggling with the same thing and they're not vocal about it.
Now, okay.
So, um, so it's funny. It's like, it's going both ways for me. It
Mhm.
helps relieve some pressure, but then also is
Yeah.
the other way.
Oh, girl,
So
yeah, Instagram is my diary. Y'all gonna hear from me about this today because I'm not journeying this by myself. So, have you ever struggled with body image?
So absolutely. I struggle with body image, but it was more along the lines of having the perfect body was a way for me to control areas of my life that I couldn't control. And,
Yep.
people who deal with mental health are familiar with this. Like, this is the one thing that I feel like I can control. But I've kind of started releasing the idea of perfection because it's funny, like when I was thinner, 6 years ago, when I also didn't have an ass. And that is a whole nother like I really like my body now.
Yeah.
And it's funny that I didn't appreciate that then. So I don't do a lot of so if you're in like the gym world and like the dieting world, they talk about counting calories yourself. And in order to come back to myself, as you say,
Yeah.
I don't do any of that anymore.
Please don't. Yeah. It's like the demon slayer
Right. And it's sad that like a lot of people, yes, some people can do that and stay healthy, but it's a very slippery slope.
for sure.
Like I haven't weighed myself in over 3 years. I don't know how much I weigh, but yet I'm unhappy about it.
Yeah.
It has made me feel so much better.
Good. Yeah.
And
No,
I
that scale is a bitch.
It really is. It's like it's more about focusing on, like, eating healthy. So, yeah.
That balance.
Right.
Do you have any practices or routines that ground you mentally and emotionally?
Yes, and I think if anyone who follows me on social media, they'll see that I go to the gym. Like, today, I really was just so fucking close to not going to the gym because I was that just did not have a good night, but it's like my body kinda knew the routine, and so I got out of
It
bed.
craves it.
Right.
Oh
It's like
God,
if you
yeah.
don't and I kept thinking about if you don't do this, how are you gonna feel the rest of the day? So I got out of bed and I went to the gym and it's like it made my mind feel better to stick to that routine. So there's that. If we're gonna go to runways and I have a routine before a shoot or a runway that I will not schedule anything for the morning and I just take the morning really slow. Put myself in the right mental headspace to be able to show up in all my creative energy instead of
Mhm.
making myself tired and showing up because I've done that. I can get through it, but I'm just not as present. So I think knowing giving myself time to relax and then be able to show up fully is important.
No,
So
absolutely. So, what advice would you give to younger girls looking up to you who didn't fit the mold?
I think that's a superpower, honestly, not to fit the mold because why there's so much, everyone's trying to be the same nowadays. Everyone just wants to be the same as everyone else. And I struggle with that too. I'm like, I feel so different sometimes. But then it's also this different part of me that makes me stand out. And people ask
Yeah.
questions
Mm,
and people know you have a story because you're different.
right.
And I think that makes you more interesting.
No, I
And
agree. I definitely agree. Just step into yourself.
right. And as scary as it is, because I still get, I don't know, it's hard. It's not
Yeah.
always easy because it's like
Yeah.
sometimes I don't want to be vocal. I want to hide.
Yeah.
I don't, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, carrying it is a lot, right? If you could go back and hug younger Ray, what would you tell her?
It's okay not to be perfect. It's okay to mess up sometimes. It's okay to be loud when you want to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a quiet child,
Yeah.
not really anymore. So
That's right. That's right. Say it
I
with your
think
chest.
being right and not being worried about all the time what people are thinking.
Yeah.
Half the time they're not even thinking about you,
No.
right?
It's not even
They're
about
thinking,
you.
yeah, they're thinking
Mhm.
about what's going on in their own world, what's
Yep.
going on in their own space.
Yep.
They don't fucking care.
0%.
Maybe, yeah. So, and I think I would have had a more free childhood if I knew some of that. But, you're young, you don't really know shit.
We got to
So,
all travel through it, the rights, the wrongs, the ups, the downs. So, what's next for you? More modeling, more soft girl vibes, maybe a mental health campaign?
I'm honestly trying to figure that out right now because I have really made an effort lately to, again, not say yes to everything,
Yep.
but really to be like, what value is this going to add to my life? Just doing this because someone wants me to do it? Or am I doing this event, this modeling thing because I want to?
The connection,
Right. So I'm trying to figure that out. And to be honest, it's stressing me out a little bit
for sure.
because I'm not saying yes to everything. I'm not
Hmm.
busy all the time. And so then I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
So figuring it out.
Okay.
So
Well, let's do some rapid fire questions real
sure,
quick.
sure.
All right. So, rapid fire with Ray, petite but powerful edition. So, walk or runway strut?
Always runway strut. Always.
TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram.
Heels or sneakers? Pose you always default to?
It would be a sitting pose.
Okay. One thing in your purse at all times?
Chapstick.
Same.
Mm.
Favorite affirmation right now?
As like sappy and as easy it is, I'd say just do it. Don't think too much.
That's right.
Don't think too much. I
I
think it's
like
the
that
bigger
one.
one. Don't think too much.
Don't think too much.
Mhm.
Song that makes you feel like that girl.
Honestly, any Lady Gaga song.
Lady Gaga?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a cutie.
Yeah.
All right. A reminder to everyone listening, softness is strength. And Ray, she's proof that you don't have to shout to be heard. You just have to be real. Proof that you can stay soft, set boundaries, and still serve looks while doing the inner work. To all my listeners, stay solo, but never stuck. Stay solo, but open to what aligns. Stay solo, but never forget you are totally whole. Catch you next time on Solo in Seattle, where we celebrate the power of choosing you every time. So, how can people follow you, reach out to you?
I am on Instagram at Fluent in Denim.
Fluent in denim it is. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, babes.
Thank you.